Okay. If everybody could mute, I'm going to call the meeting to order. I'm going to call the meeting to order, the Board of Aldermen meeting to order, a special meeting on May 12th at 7 p.m. via teleconference. City Clerk Sue Lovering will be recording. The prayer will be offered by City Clerk, and Alderman Lopez will lead us in a pledge to the flag.
Almighty God, we have the high honor and the serious duty to manage the affairs of our beloved city. Fill us, O God, with a spirit of unity and understanding, which enables us to face our multiple problems with a serene mind, justice and charity for all, so that any and all decisions made by us will always be for the betterment and greater happiness of all our fellow citizens. So help us God. Amen.
Alderman Lopez. Alderman Lopez, are you on? Okay, Alderman Tenza, how about you lead us in the pledge to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic
For which it stands, one nation, under God,
God,
indivisible, with
liberty,
liberty,
justice
and
for all.
justice for all.
As president of the Board of Aldermen, I find that due to the state of emergency declared by the governor as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and in accordance with the governor's emergency order number 12 pursuant to Executive Order 2020-4, this public body is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there is no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to this meeting, which was authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. However, in accordance with the emergency order, I am confirming that we are providing public access to the meeting by telephone with additional access possibilities by video or other electronic means. We are utilizing WebEx through the city's IT department for this electronic meeting. All members of the Board of Aldermen have the ability to communicate contemporaneously during this meeting through this platform. The public has access to contemporaneously listen to this meeting through dialing the following number: 978-990-5298, using the password 273974. Public may also view this meeting on Comcast Channel 16. We also are providing public notice of the necessary information for accessing the meeting. We previously gave notice to the public of the necessary information for accessing the meeting through public postings. Instructions have also been provided. Somebody's getting really bad feedback. Instructions have also been provided on the City of Nashua's website at nashuanh.gov and publicly noticed at City Hall. We are providing a mechanism for the public to alert the public body during the meeting if there are problems with access. If anyone has a problem accessing the meeting via phone or channel 16, please call 603-821-2049 and they will help you connect. We will be adjourning the meeting if the public is unable to access the meeting. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting via the methods mentioned above, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled. Please note that all votes that are taken during this meeting shall be done via roll call vote. Let's start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance. When each member states their presence, please also state whether there is anyone in the room with you during this meeting, which is required under the right to know law. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman O'Brien.
Present, and I can hear you, and I am alone.
Alderman Clee.
Present, I can hear you. I am alone at the moment, but as I say to everybody, my husband and greyhounds are in the house. They can make an appearance anytime. Thank you.
Alderwoman Kelly.
Here, I'm alone, and I can hear everybody.
Alderman Dowd.
Yes, I'm here. I can hear everyone. I am alone practicing social distancing in accordance with the governor's order.
Alderman Karen,
I am here. I am alone and I can hear everyone.
Alderman Clemmons,
I am here participating via telephone per the governor's order. I can hear everyone, and I think that's it.
Alderman Lopez,
I'm here. I'm alone. I'm practicing social distancing because I don't like to share.
Alderman Penza,
I am here. I can hear everybody, and I am alone.
Alderwoman Lou,
I'm here, I can hear everyone, and I'm alone.
Alderman Jettie,
I'm here, I'm alone, and I can hear you.
Alderman Schmidt,
I'm here, I can hear everyone, and I am alone except for this crazy bird on my shoulder.
Alderman Laws, Alderman Cleaver,
I'm here and I'm alone.
Alderman Harriet Gathright,
I am present. I can hear you guys. I am doing social distancing, and I am alone in this room, but there's others in the house.
Alderman Wiltshire,
I am here. I can hear everyone. I'm home alone. And I am home because of the governor's orders to stay at home.
you have 14 in attendance.
Also present, I believe, is Mayor Donches. Mayor,
Yes, Madam President. Hello.
thank you. Corporation Counsel Stephen Bolton. Tim Cummings, Economic Development Director. Communications.
Communication has been received from Lori Wiltshire, President of the Board of Aldermen, calling a special Board of Aldermen meeting on May 12th, 2020.
There being no objection, I'll accept the communication and place it on file. We have an update this evening on the performing arts about the Performing Arts Steering Committee. And right now I'm going to recognize Economic Development Director Tim Cummings. Director Cummings? You're muted, Director Cummings. Still muted. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Thank you. I appreciate the time that everyone's giving. I wanted to just quickly provide an update on the Performing Arts Center, particularly with an eye focused on the capital campaign side of things, because I know that has been a particular interest. But also just thought it'd be prudent just to quickly run through maybe some of the design updates that have occurred recently. So joining me this evening, we have the chair of the Capital Campaign Committee, Deb Navarni, and the chair of the Performing Arts Center Steering Committee, Rich Lannon. I'm going to turn it over to Rich in just a second to walk through some of the slides that I'm about to put up. I'm going to start sharing my screen here. Hopefully everyone can see it. This is a presentation that the Performing Arts Center Steering Committee had with the architect a couple weeks back, May 4th, that is. So I think that was actually just last week. And it gets to the point that I wanted to illustrate to the group, which is despite all that's happening with COVID-19, I wanted to emphasize that we are still making this project a priority. We are working it through the process, and we have been meeting on it. So it has been a little bit slower due to obvious reasons, but nonetheless, we are working through the various issues to keep this project on track. So with that being said, Rich Lannon is here, and he's going to speak in a little bit more detail I have the PowerPoint presentation on my slide, on my computer here. I'm sharing my screen, so I'm just going to ask Rich to tell me when he would like to have the slides switched from one screen to the next. So with that being said, if I may, Madam President, I'd like to hand it off to Rich.
You bet. Mr. Lannon?
Good evening, everybody. Rich Lannon. As Tim said, I'm the chair of the steering committee, as I think most of you know. This presentation, it's very lengthy, and we're just going to skip through a few more important slides. The reason why we had a meeting recently and have had some ongoing discussions over the last couple of months from the steering committee, it was thought from the architect and Harvey Construction from the cost analysis as well, that the balcony, basically they call it the rake, which is basically the pitch or the slope of the balcony, was kind of maxed out, so to speak, as far as what the high end of that rake should be. It was thought that we should try to design it and drop that down so it doesn't be as steep, as much of a pitch as it was. The slide presentation that's further on, I think, might get more complicated, Tim. But if you can go down to, Tim, if you could slide down to the elevation, that would be the Nashua. There's a lot of slides in here that is comparing other, but if you look, Tim, the slides don't have numbers, but it says Nashua Pack audience chamber section. You could slide down a little further. I think it's the one that says 7, maybe. Next one, maybe. Yeah, you can go all the way down to the balcony if you want, Tim. So basically, that's okay. So that's the design of the theater. You know, to your right is Main Street. To the top is West Pearl Street. So that balcony basically has been decided to, again, lower the rake or the pitch of the balcony so it's not quite as steep. By doing so, what it did was it pushes the building out. And Tim, if you want to go all the way back up to the first slide would be great. We'll go back up to the actual renderings, I think, to speed up some time. So what it did was it pushed out, that one's good. So it pushes out the wall from the second floor up about 4 feet overhanging West Pearl Street. So even though the reason for the redesign inside was to lower that pitch of the balcony to make it probably safer, a better experience for people, especially if they have a hard time walking, elderly, whatever, going up and down the stairs. I think everybody's been into theaters, small theaters to all the way to Gillette Stadium. You start walking up those, higher levels, and sometimes it's intimidating. So that was a really good move and pick up on the architect's point of view. However, I think most of the committee can probably speak to just about everybody. The fact that it'll get pushed out 4 feet and having the overhang made some interesting things. So if you look closer, you wouldn't know the difference if you looked at old pictures versus these unless you look close. But now you'll see with that kind of the yellow box, so to speak, on the second floor, you'll see there's an overhang on West Pearl. That's doing a lot of things, I think, from a design standpoint. And Tim, if you want to drop down just one slide. I'm sorry, go up one. So that's looking at it from West Pearl Street. So from an architectural viewpoint, rather than having that straight wall from the ground, from the sidewalk all the way up 4 stories, now you're going to have that overhang, which I think architecturally makes it good. But I think what's really important that we all like was the overhang now creates a 4-foot overhang for weather conditions. So when people are standing out on West Pearl Street sidewalk, whether it's rain, snow, whatever, they are covered. And it also makes it where you have lighting. And I'm looking, Tim, let's see. you go down a couple of more slides, it's like the angle, as if you're looking at it, a couple of more, a little more, that one there. So it just, if you look closely at the overhang, there's probably gonna be some lighting that can be incorporated, lighting down towards the sidewalk as well. So you'll have a nice walkway along that entire building. The back building, as we all know, remains the same, the red brick building. That doesn't change character-wise or the architecture. It's really the Alex Shoe building, and that's where the overhang will be. Once it gets beyond that, then that's where the overhang would stop. So I think that's the key difference, is lowering that pitch inside the rake, as well as having this overhang, which I think is a big boost. And by coincidence, we end up gaining about a dozen seats, is my understanding. That sound right, Tim? About 12, I think?
Correct.
Okay, so there was a lot of added benefits beyond the reasons why they did it to begin with. So the steering committee voted unanimously last week to approve that design change, and the architects are back at work. So from the steering committee standpoint, it was quiet for a little while the architects and the construction managers kind of did their thing. So we had a good Zoom meeting last week with a good presentation. So they're back at finalizing cost for the entire project at this point. So unless Tim wants to add anything to that.
No, I think, Rich, you gave a great synopsis. I appreciate you making the time this evening to walk the Board of Aldermen through the various design elements that we've recently been discussing. This is a work in progress. We're pretty excited about the progress we've made. So we're just diligently working our way through. With that being said, Madam President, I know part of the reason why we wanted to give you this update is due to the times that we're in. We thought it would be good for the Board of Aldermen to hear directly from the chair of the Capital Campaign Committee. So with that being said, Madam Chair, if I may, I'd like to turn it off to Deb Navartney, who is continuing to lead the efforts on that front.
And excuse me, Tim, after Deb is done, I'll just chime in for about a minute regarding the National Community Arts Board, if that's okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Ms. Novotny?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for inviting me tonight.
You bet.
I wanted to kind of pop in light of COVID and how everything is so different and than it ever was. To let you know that our committee is still meeting every other week. Right now, we have been working on continuing to communicate with our donors, with our prospects. We're also identifying and applying for grants. So we're still moving along. We're strategizing on really the best way to approach prospects that we haven't had face-to-face meetings with prior to this, of how to approach them now where we can't have those face-to-face meetings. So we're strategizing that, coming up with some creative ways of doing that, and we are still moving along and absolutely committed to seeing this project through to fruition. What I'd like to leave you with is, or to end with, or unless you have other questions, we received a recent pledge from a donor, and there was a letter in it, and this person wrote, "We appreciate that it takes a citywide effort to create such an amazing venue and agree that the end result will include an increase of additional families who will want to live, work, and retire in Nashua. As well, the opening of the Nashua Performing Arts Center will result in a more vibrant and healthy community that we can take great pride in being part of. Please continue your work with the knowledge that many of us are supporting you." And I thought that was, a wonderful thing for them to say, and important, to know that your work as the Board of Aldermen involved in this project is very much appreciated.
Okay. Did you have something to add, Mr. Lannon?
Yeah, I'll just add, if, people may have started to see it yesterday afternoon, some of the photos, I think it was 4 of the exterior photos and 4 of the floor plans were posted on the National Community Arts website. I'm the president of that board. Deb is also on that board. We now have a full 9-person board of directors. We are meeting as well and talking regularly. We had a meeting last week to finalize our 2 newest members. So we will continue meeting as necessary as well through the process. So I just want to let you know that. But the Facebook page, people can go on the National Community Arts Facebook page, which is current with all these pictures as well. I believe you should have all received those exact same pictures by email from me earlier today. And I don't think they're up yet, but it'll be also on the National Community Arts website soon. So just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. Director Cummings, did you want to open this up for questions?
I don't think that that's necessary at this time,
Okay.
Madam President. I appreciate the opportunity just to give the board just a quick update and briefing, as I felt that it was pertinent to do, and we look forward to coming back again in the near future to give another update.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Lannon, Ms. Novotny. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alderman O'Brien.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to make a motion to adjourn by roll call.
Motion is to adjourn. The clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman Dowd,
Yes.
Alderman Karen,
Yes.
Alderman Clemmons,
Yes.
Alderman Lopez,
Yes, and I didn't want to comment anyway.
Alderman Tenza,
Yes.
Alderwoman Lou, Alderman Jettie,
Yes.
Alderman Schmidt,
Yes.
Alderman Cleaver,
Yes.
Alderman Harriet Gathright,
I did have a comment, but yes.
Alderman Wilshire.
Yes.
I did not hear Alderwoman Lou. Alderwoman Lou,
It looks like she's on.
you have 13 yeas, Alderman Wilshire.
Thank you. And we are adjourned. If you would please stay in this meeting.
Yes.
As I mentioned,
Yes.
Director Cardignan would like us to stay in this meeting and not go out to the other meeting. Oh, there you are.